is the North End. This is the North End.
Hello, this is Brian here from the North End. Welcome, North Enders, and if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. Could use the support. Hope you like the video. This is a new one for us. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly. And let me tell you, this match had all of it. This was Spurs v Man City. We're going to start with the good, of course, because that's the first one. The good was the first half. Now, Spurs have struggled in the first half for most of the season, especially in the last 10 to 15 games. We have given up the first goal. We've struggled, and I think Spurs played pretty well in the first half in this game, which was not something I think a lot of us expected, of course, because of what we've seen previously. But defensively played quite well. Didn't give them a ton going forward. Of course, they had more of the ball, which you'd expect. It's City at home. It's the football they play. But Spurs still got at them a little bit and made them uncomfortable. And of course, inevitably scored two late goals going into the second half, which were a goal from Kulusevski from an error from the Man City defense, and then of course Emerson Royale with a header. With a little bit of a move from Harry Kane to save a play with a great slide tackle and then a ball in, and just being alert. Another part of the good is Emerson Royale. I know he gets a lot of flack for good reason for not being good enough, but being in the right place at the right time here. Scored a goal. Actually had a pretty good half. So another good to be said. Defensively, he played well here. He made some good defensive plays, and of course got on the score sheet and put Spurs up 2-0 going into the half. So first half is all good. Pretty happy as a Spurs fan, feeling pretty comfortable. But of course, not comfortable recognizing that who we're coming up against here. This is a City side that are arguably still one of the best teams in Europe, and are going to go into that dressing room, and Pep Guardiola's going to hand them one, and that's what happened. We come into the second half. Spurs essentially shit the bed. Let's be honest about it. Allowed City to control the game, dominated the game, pressed, won the ball back, scored some good goals, got back into the game. It was 2-2, and of course, eventually, I think it was about 65th, 70th minute, scored the third. And the bad here is that Spurs allowed this to happen, and that we didn't adjust. We didn't recognize the situation. We didn't understand what needs to happen in order to manage this difficult situation. And we didn't have the tactics or the means to do it. We're in a scenario where we didn't have I don't know what it is, the guts to manage a difficult situation. This has been an ongoing scenario for Spurs. It is very Spursy. It sucks to say that, but that's the reality of the situation. It was very bad. It was a very bad first 10 minutes of that second half, and it put us on the back foot. And then, of course, in doing so, you have to push yourself out to try to get the game back. And there were some errors being made by of course Hugo Lloris on the first goal, which was a near post goal. Should never happen. I mean, at this level, Lloris at the level he should be at, and I recognize he's 36 now and he's on the end of it, but we need to deal with these situations. He is bad, and the defense around him is bad, and the decision making, and I believe it was Ben Davies who was at fault at one point for a goal where just sloppy, just bad defending, bad decision making. This is something that has been part of Spurs for a long time. We've got a lot of players who still are at this club who are making those types of decisions, and one of them being Hugo Lloris, which was difficult to watch. The ugly is that we allowed it to go as far as it did. 4-0. We ended up losing 4-0, and it comes down to, for me, a lot of it comes down to what's on the bench and what decisions were made, and you have to. Unfortunately, it comes down to Conte's decision making. I'm baffled, seriously baffled, that Heung-min Son is starting when you have a fit Richarlison, a fit and arguably informed Richarlison from the World Cup, who can come off that left side and can do something from the beginning of a game. It's not going to work to have him come in with 15 minutes left, play off the right and put, which he's not good at, and put Kulusevski as a right wing back and still have Son on the pitch. Son is struggling right now. He needs a break, and he needs to be pushed. Start with Richarlison, have Sonny come off the bench, It's ugly. It's an ugly scenario. It's what are we doing here? What is Conte doing? And of course, I love Conte. I love him as a manager. I do think that he needs to be backed. And that's another part of this ugly, is that we're 2 weeks into the transfer window with 2 weeks left, and we've seen nothing from our leadership, if you want to call it that. And it's a very difficult situation. I'm struggling to see how or when we get out of this. The ugly is that this Spurs team, as is currently, finishes probably 7th or 8th, if we're lucky. And Harry Kane, gone. Antonio Conte, gone. We've got a bunch of players in this squad who shouldn't be here, should have been gone a long time ago. It isn't good. It's not a good situation for Spurs. Maybe I'm overreacting, but I don't think so. I think the first half, again, what we say about these things, papers over the cracks, but it's ugly right now for Spurs. It's very ugly, and that's where we're at, and I'm concerned. So that's been the good, the bad, and the ugly. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my rant. Make sure you like and subscribe. It's the North End out. Brian, cheers.
This is the North End.